bad is Joe?
A concussion's the worst. But he's broken his right arm and a couple of ribs as well.
Whatever happens, he's going to be pretty helpless for a while.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Pargeter. You see, my father's in hospital. Oh, no, nothing to do with his retiring. He was in a car accident yesterday.
That's a bit cloudy, isn't it?
Clear as crystal, is that?
Excuse me, copper. Can't just walk in there nicking people's booze.
Oh, somewhat different.
Excuse me, Amos. Can't nick people's booze.
That's a real good glass of ale.
Jack, half a minute.
I don't want to know who's to blame. I've got my own ideas. Let's leave it.
So you reckon that too?
Reckon what?
Same as me. It was Joe's fault. If it was Joe, broken bones would be the least of his worries, right?
It's none of Marion's doing either.
She come between you and Joe, didn't
Come
she?
on, love, let's to bed.
It can't be denied she's made trouble. If you ask me...
No one is.
Copper? A poor guy.
Not spilt any sugar in barrel, have you?
It's not even a new barrel. It's been on since last night. There's naught wrong with that.
You're supposed to be going into Bradford tomorrow for that interview at Latters. I didn't clean your suit for you to drive in Blackie's pig van.
Well, how does it matter now, because I shan't be going.
Why?
You might have waited till she hung up washing.
I've got to wait till we know about Joe, haven't I?
I'm not saying Joe were drunk, mind. No, he weren't drunk. But he'd had a drop, and they're hot on that when you're driving, aren't they? Now,
When our
if they
Joe's
test...
fit again, I'll be sending him in to see you, Amos. Happen you'll not be so free with your tongue after.
How's young Sugden?
He hasn't recovered consciousness yet.
It's the young idiot's own fault, but I'm sorry.
Quite a bad accident then. Hello there and welcome to the video. My name's Serenity Soul on the Axe and here we are with Emmerdale episode 9. Now these are running consecutively up until episodes 1, 4, 8 and then they may start jumping about a bit because that's where the DVDs end. Unless Network want to bring this out, please. I'm Brookside. I do want to react to Brookside. If you haven't got that yet, that will hopefully be coming. So, I am enjoying this. There's been a little crash at... I say little. She actually says it's a terrible accident or something. So there's been a crash outside the gates of the posh house. I forgot what it's called. So, how bad is it going to be? Well, we're going to find out. So, if you're on YouTube, could you please ask for a like, comment and subscribe? I would gratefully appreciate it. Also on Dailymotion, a follow. I only have 25 subscribers and 2 followers as of recording this. I am hoping to become the best reaction channel on YouTube. I can't do that alone. So please, I beg of you. Only if you like my videos though. Only do that if you like my videos. If you have already subscribed or followed, I thank you ever so much. And please consider following my social media as well. That'll keep you up to date on what I'm up to. If the channel goes down, it'll let you know what's happening. So now I've got Twitter Blue. Facebook's getting the same posts as Twitter. So it's up to you which one you choose. Twitter I'm most active on though. I'll just let you know that. And to my Patreon members, it is you that is bringing the content to me to allow me to bring the content back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. And the link's in the description for the social media, by the way. So with that, let's get on with the video. So, are we going to see this accident at the beginning of the episode, like it happening? Or are we just going to start with Jack rushing to the... I forgot what it's called, the posh house. I know what it's called in later episodes, I don't know what it's called now. I'm trying my hardest not to give you spoilers for later episodes. The ones that I've seen, I mean, from the mid to late 90s onwards, up until about 2010. Oh. Quite a bad accident then.
Hold it up, can't you, Grandad?
Arms are aching.
Should have thought you'd have been glad of something to do.
Pipe won't draw properly. That gives me enough to do.
It's last tank, so don't fret.
Hey, it's 10:30.
I can tell time.
They've been gone over 4 hours.
I've worked that one out and all.
Have they been told?
Well, that we could get things ready for them coming back.
They won't be bringing Joe back tonight,
Yep.
that's for sure.
Been told.
Well, we could put kettle on, have a cup of tea ready for them.
I don't know how long they're going to be.
Oh, well, that's better any road. Oh.
Only trouble is, leaves me with naught to do.
Aye.
They'll have to pay, that's something, I suppose.
Pay? Oh.
Wilkes, you can't go around smashing up cars, half-killing the driver without paying.
Might have been Joe's
I bet
fault.
they can, though.
Girl's not so bad.
She's got Joe and Jack at each other's throats.
Well, she took your mum and Jack to hospital.
Aye, in their other car. What's one more car to their sort? And no more to do than sign check. It's like rubbing Aladdin's lamp.
Uh-huh.
He'll have to buy us a new car. Replacement.
Well, it depends whose fault it were.
Well, it were Wilkes's fault, of course. It must have been.
Don't
Now,
know.
it'll be up to police to decide that, won't it?
Go clean spoons.
That you, Tom?
Did say it was
Well, who
blind.
else were you expecting?
Did say it
Hey,
was
I've got some news
blind
for you.
turns.
Well, you might listen.
I promised Sandy I'd have this done by the weekend. She's got to have it in time for that portrait.
Ah, come on, 5 minutes won't harm. Well, don't you want to hear me news? It's a bit of a laugh for you.
You didn't call in the shovel tonight and you walked right past the wool pack.
Hey, if I'd have called it Woolpack, I never got all details. Fair Meadow Day was his day. He'll be catching drinks of it for the rest of the week.
Well, go on.
There's been an accident on New Road. Car, he told Wilkes.
Wilkes?
He kept shooting out of his driving up Main Road and another car smacked right into him.
I thought we were talking
Very
about
funny, I'm
Job.
sure.
They had to carry him into ambulance. He was swearing like a trooper, threatening to sue everybody. County council, fella who did it, anybody else he could think of.
Can't have been hurt that bad, then.
That other fella copped it all right, though. He didn't say out when they brought out stretchers.
Not going
He
to tell her
couldn't.
who.
It's a nasty corner if you don't know it.
Oh, he knew it all right. It was sucked in. Made a right mess of him. No blood all over the place. Some folks say it very near took his head off, but you know how folks exaggerate.
It's only what you heard. Pub talk. Don't mean it's true.
Oh, accidents happen all right. And you don't come and smash like that without doing some damage.
Which Sugden was it?
Well, it couldn't have been Jack.
So did he get
He couldn't
T-boned?
drive. Why, it was the week he wanted to go into Connell's and he hires a car and driver to take him there. See, I got that from Nick Burry himself. Where he gets his money from, I'd like to know.
Must have been young Joe, then.
Everyone's asking
Poor
that.
Joe.
Are you feeling better now, love?
I'm all right.
Oh, you look proper poorly for a minute.
The thought of blood always turns me over inside.
Or was it the thought of Jack sucked in? Would you have felt as poorly if it had been somebody else? Me, for instance.
You know I would.
I don't. Still, I don't let it worry me either. You haven't been up to see him yet, then?
I thought you were going to be hated
Haven't
then.
had time.
Again.
No, there's no worry. I'm going up to the farm myself tomorrow. To see about the job.
Will he be wanting to talk about that
Hey,
with
what's
Joe in
that then?
hospital?
No,
Well, it's now midnight.
it's nearer 1.
Well, midnight when I looked.
You've been snoring.
Nay.
Aye, you've been driving him home.
You can have Joe's bed now.
Best get to bed. There's no point in you sitting there with your head dropping off.
Oh, but Wilkes' girl might come in. I'm not having her catch me in pyjamas.
I'll make up bed in your old room.
Nay, Jack'll need that. He'll need to catch up on his sleep.
I meant Joe.
Nay, I'm not taking Joe's
He
bed.
won't be back. Not
Wait a minute,
tonight.
that's them.
How is he? I'll tell you in a bit. Is it bad?
Back, put the kettle on, love.
He's unconscious.
Don't do her, Coop. Don't press her for a bit. Let her take her own time.
Not a drip. That looks bad.
Come on in.
I better be getting home.
At least have a cup of tea, coffee, something.
I'll be all right, honestly. It's only a couple of minutes to the house.
Shall I come up with you?
You'll be needed here.
I don't like to think of you up there all alone.
Don't worry about me, please. Are you coming in?
I was trying to persuade her, but she says no.
You look done in. I'll be all right in the morning. Good night.
So I'm guessing her dad's
Don't worry.
staying in as well.
Everything that can be done's being done. And he's young, he's got every chance.
I was thinking of Daddy.
Well, if he was shouting his head off getting into the ambulance, he's okay.
What's he got to worry about?
He might lose a leg.
Oh. Okay.
Will somebody tell me what's happened? They wouldn't let us see Joe. Said there was no point till he comes to his senses. I told him we'd wait, but it
Well, that's 4
seems
hours.
there's no sense in that either.
May regain consciousness tonight. It may be tomorrow.
How
we just
bad
don't
is he?
know.
Nobody knows
They
yet.
promised to let us know as soon
How
as
can
anything
they
happens.
with no phone? We're cut off up here. How can anyone let us know anything?
We've left 2 telephone numbers. They can leave a message either at the Woolpack or Inglebrook. If Marion's in, she'll
She's a
come
good
straight.
lass. It's the least she can do, considering the Wilkses are to blame.
Jumping to conclusions won't help anybody.
Least of all tonight. All right. Let me know the rest. How bad is Joe?
A concussion's the worst. But he's broken his right arm and a couple of ribs as well.
Whatever happens, he's going to be pretty helpless for a while.
So's Wilkes. He's got a complicated fracture. Marion's driving over to see him tomorrow.
Does she know?
She knows he may never walk properly again.
Those Wilkses. We've had no but trouble since they came here. I'm not blaming us.
It's none of Marion's doing either.
She come between you and Joe, didn't
Come
she?
on, love, let's do that.
It can't be denied she's made trouble. If you ask me to...
No one is.
Come on, love.
Well, say it's a good job Mr. Wilkes has retired then.
Do his best, Peggy. Try and get some sleep. She's fond of Joe. Him being youngest.
That's no reason for her to blame Marion.
That big house is going to be very lonely by herself. Wish I could fall asleep that quick.
You best be getting to bed too.
What's to be done? That's the question.
Joe's work. That's the answer. No King's at 6. Matt'll need someone to give him a hand.
Got a good windshield from the 70s on the microphone. Oh, we've got a tinkly sad tune. That's it, you just stay there puffing away, Jack. It's fine. But it takes me about 3 hours to fall asleep. Wish I could fall asleep just by sitting on a chair. Not narcolepsy. That's a word, isn't it? You just fall asleep. I don't want that.
There must be an easier way.
Poor tale if a man can't use his muscles that bit. Woke you up this morning?
I was awake. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, I didn't get much. Maggie would keep on about
Get in
the
there,
accident. She's dead set it was Wilkes' fault. Do you reckon it was?
Let's get this done.
Jack, half a minute.
I don't want to know who's to blame. I've got my own ideas. Let's leave it.
So you reckon that too?
Reckon what?
Same as me. It was Joe's fault. If it was Joe, broken bones would be the least of his worries, right?
Had enough, Grandad?
It were a little egg.
You get pullets' eggs from pullets. They get bigger as they get older.
Not only pullets, eh?
Well, she's a bit more cheery than last night.
I'm going for a walk.
It's funny how much energy you've got when it's not called work. Has Matt got to load hay on his own?
I'll be back in time to give him a hand.
Let's hope it don't wear you out. Hey, and while you're walking, happen you might think on what we're going to do without a car. It's not Jack's fault what's happened to the car, or Joe's. Well, we can't do without a car. If Jack's running the farm, it's his job to supply one. He'll do it his own good time, no doubt. Meanwhile, watch your tongue. It's not helping matters.
Ah, horses are best. You can't beat horses.
Horses
Blackie
can't
wants to
plough a
get rid of his
field.
old van, 50 quid.
Was that the old thing he brought round here?
Well, it's not much to look at, but the engine's all right.
He's carried everything in that van, from pigs
Well,
to...
it'll clean up.
You got 50 quid, have you?
Oh, I'll have to put it to Jack, of course.
Well, you can save yourself trouble. You're supposed to be going into Bradford tomorrow for that interview at Latters. I didn't clean your suit for you to drive in Blackie's pig van.
Well, how does it matters now, because I shan't be going.
Why?
You might have waited till she hung up washing.
I've got to wait till we know about Joe, haven't I?
182? Who? Oh. I'm afraid not, Mr. Pargeter. You see, my father's in hospital. Oh, no, nothing to do with his retiring. He was in a car accident yesterday. It's his leg. We don't know yet. Well, I'll be going in to see him later this morning. Yes, I'll certainly do that. It's, Mr. Pargeter. 2 E's, 1 T. Yes. Yes, I will. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you don't really need to know 2 E's, 1 T. Say the name.
I'm not hard-hearted, Mum. You know I'm not.
You don't have to tell me, as long as you can satisfy yourself.
I'm as worried about Joe as anyone. But don't you see it doesn't make any difference?
Might, to him.
Doesn't make any difference to the farm.
He earned his keep.
Who's talking of leaving?
Here, put that in bucket and hand me the wet cloth.
Matt's saying he can't leave while Joe's badly is just an excuse. There'll always be an excuse. Heifer carving or short-handed at lambing. That's what I mean by it makes no difference.
He may not get the job anyway.
He's got to make the break. He's got to see that there's naught to hold him here.
He wouldn't get very far at interview if he was thinking more about Joe than about what they were asking.
You could explain what's
Did you see
happened.
the letter they wrote him? They're anxious to see him.
In that case, how come they put off the interview? A good man's worth waiting for.
Well, they won't wait till our Joe's better.
They might, till he's out of danger.
Do you think so? Just for a day or two, a week maybe. You can always ask. Telephone. Aye. And Joe being away won't make any difference to farm. Jack's talking about taking on hired help. And he is beginning to put his back into it, isn't he?
You don't have to worry about Jack. He can look after himself.
We haven't found out much more about that night in the feathers.
40.
He said 50.
I know, Blackett, he'd take 40.
I am be grateful.
Well, the engine's not bad. As good as we get at that price.
We can shop around.
Of course, we might get it for note.
Anything's a bargain at that price, I suppose.
Well,
With a
not
catch.
exactly, but...
But what?
Well, there's that battery equipment we took out at Henhouse. He might do a swap for it. Well, it's no good to us. We're not using it. It's doing no good here.
And it's doing no harm either.
I don't understand. They wouldn't be your chickens.
Still
Blackett's running
chickens.
battery layers anyway. If he doesn't use that stuff, he'll use some other.
Let him.
Well, we need a van. At least you do. After all, I might not be around here much longer.
Matt, I'm sorry, but I don't want to know about
Mr. Sugden. Merry. Tom Merry. I've just heard about your troubles. It's a nasty business. I knew young Joe before, of course. Perhaps you mentioned me.
No.
Ah, well, you'd be a bit pressed without him, I suppose.
Oh, do you want to give a hand?
Oh, well, since you mention it, I was talking to old Wilkes the other night.
Oh, yes.
He mentioned I might pop up, did he?
Well, we better talk it over. Shan't be long, Matt.
Huh?
No, thanks. I'd rather he didn't near the hay, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry.
He's away from the hay now,
Well, I reckon we both understand the situation.
unless there's some in there.
I need work. You're offering it. All we need to do is agree terms, eh?
Well, it's not quite as simple as that. For instance, we need someone who could take over the milking.
Yeah, well, I'm agreeable to that.
At 6 in the morning.
Any time you say.
You had experience?
Yeah, I've turned my hand to most things on a farm. I reckon you'll find me very useful to have around the place, Mr. Sugden.
What sort of wages would you expect?
That's up to you, isn't it?
£18 a week?
Nah. With a wife and 3 kids, I can get more than that on the dole.
20 then. And a rise, maybe, if you earn it.
Yeah, all right, I'm agreeable to that.
I don't know if that were good in the 70s.
As you say.
Well, that didn't take long.
No. Oh, you find I'm a swift mover once I put my mind to it. Right here.
All right.
I'll see you in the morning, Matt.
Did we have council benefits back then?
He's got a point. Council were as much to blame as anybody. It were asking for trouble to widen that road there. There were never accidents before. Now it's speeding all the way. I'm not saying Joe were drunk, mind. No, he weren't drunk. But he'd had a drop, and they're hot on that when you're driving, aren't they? Now,
When our
if they
Joe's
test...
fit again, I'll be sending him in to see you, Amos. Happen you'll not be so free with your tongue after. Can I have change for a phone?
You'll be phoning the hospital, like.
Maybe.
5 2s, that do you?
Aye. Thanks.
Lad's sister. Not much hope for him, they tell me. Bad business. They only buried his father t'other week.
Amos! I better get out the door properly first.
Is that latter steel cabinet assembly? Oh, could I speak to the personal manager, please? Thank you. Oh, hello.
Oh, quick.
I'm speaking on behalf of Mr. Skilbeck. Mr. Skilbeck, yes. He had a letter from you a few days ago. He wrote in answer to your advertisement for... What? Mr. Skilbeck. Yes, that's right. Well, it's not convenient for him to go over to Bradford tomorrow because he's had a bereavement, and he wondered if...
Jumping the gun.
Yes. Yes, I quite understand that. Yes, I realise that, of course, but... Yes. All right.
Not an understanding company.
Thank you, anyway.
Afternoon, Amos.
Now then, Mr. Ball, have a drink.
Oh, no, not in uniform. That's a bit cloudy, isn't it?
Clear as crystal, is that?
Excuse me, copper. Can't just walk in there nicking people's booze.
Oh, it's somewhat different.
Excuse me, Amos. Can't nick people's booze.
That's a reet good glass of ale.
Copper? A poor guy.
Not spilt any sugar in barrel, have you?
It's not even a new barrel. It's been on since last night. There's not wrong with that.
He wants a fresh one.
That's what your palate says.
Then how come I've had no one else
He's give up
complain?
now. He's not going for it anymore.
Could it be something in glass?
No, it could not. I'm very particular about my glasses.
Ah, well, accidents happen.
Not here, they don't. I'm too careful.
Ah, that's what they told health inspector down at bakery when they found dead mouse at middle of cottage loaf.
That's first-class bitter. You've now
I'm
to
saying, oh, you
complain on
paid
with
for
that.
that.
You're not expecting him to finish it now, are you?
Well, it's up to him. It's his ale.
Excuse me. Fish pint.
Tell me, Amos, has Joe Sugden been drinking much in here lately?
We're going to put it down to drink driving.
Hello, Daddy.
Damn silly place to come for a meal out, isn't it? Join me.
They wouldn't let me see you last night.
Just as well. I was in no condition for visitors.
How are you now?
Damned uncomfortable. But you can't break your leg in a couple of places and expect to feel like a 2-year-old. The doctors keep shaking their heads, but I think they're going to let me keep it. Now, love, nothing to worry about. How did you manage last night?
It's a bit lonely on your own in a house.
Shut the place up. Move into a hotel until they let me out of here.
I'll get used to it.
But you've got to eat.
I shan't starve.
Shouldn't have long
There's
to
always
get used
plenty
to
of
it.
bread and milk. Besides, someone has to run the place, take phone messages and all that.
Who's going to phone except your boyfriends?
Well, a man called Pargeter phoned this morning. 2 E's and 1 T. He asked to be remembered to you and said he hoped you'd be better soon.
Fargity, what's he want?
Well, he said it was business.
I'll say it was business. He's got wind of me selling up and was checking on the story. Fargity. How's young Sugden?
He hasn't recovered consciousness yet.
It's the young idiot's own fault, but I'm sorry.
It could have happened to anyone on that blind corner.
But I hadn't even reached the corner. I just got to the end of our drive, and he swerves in from the main road like a mad thing. Neither of us stood a chance. He must have been drunk. I reckon that's what the police think.
Well, if he swerved in, it is Joe's fault. Is he going to go... Well, no one died. He might not go down for it, but he might get a massive fine. How the hell's he going to pay off a fine? He's getting paid less than the dole. I haven't got a clue how much the dole was in the 70s. If you know, if you claimed or you know, let me know in the comments how much it were. Because if he says £18 a week and he gets more than the dole, does that include council as well if you got council benefits? Because you have to set that into account. Sign out. Yeah, so if Mr. Wilkes is not lying, it's definitely Joe's fault. But could he be lying in order to save his own neck? We don't know until Joe comes round, and then it's going to be his word against his, and then we're not going to know until the police inquiry. Could be a good few months yet, on the show that is. It could be a good year before we find out. But yes, it was a good episode. I'm enjoying it. Once again, it all revolves around the Sugdens. They are bringing in more people, which I like, but before they start getting all of their own houses and stuff like that, it's all going to be around the Sugdens. That poor guy with his beer, and he didn't even get a fresh one. He didn't even get a free one for them drinking it. That poor guy. It was funny though. I did like it. They've added a bit of comedy into the show. I don't know if they're going to keep that coming or if it's just going... Maybe they just thought the show was a bit depressing, like that episode, so they needed something to lighten it up. I don't know. But hopefully we still get some comedic elements now and again. So if you did enjoy that episode, or you like any of my other videos, or interested in what else may come, can I please ask for a like, comment and subscribe? I would gratefully appreciate it. And also on Dailymotion, a follow, I would appreciate that too. Thank you to everyone who has so far. It really means a lot to me, it helps me out. And also, If you'd like to follow my social media, the links are in the description. It'll let you know what I'm up to, let you know if anything goes wrong with the channel, keep you updated, things like that. So the links are in the description for that. And also to my Patreon members, it is you that is bringing the content to me to allow me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. So with that, I shall sign out and go to the next one, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.